to the hour properly. We start in West Asia. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has reiterated Israel's firm stance on the ongoing negotiations between the United States and Iran. While addressing combat officers at a ceremony in southern Israel, Netanyahu has made it clear that Israel would deliver an unimaginable response should Iranian regime decide to attack Israel. Let's take a listen into that statement.
אנחנו פועלים בצמידות עם בעלת בריתנו הגדולה ארצות הברית. הבהרתי לידידי הנשיא טראמפ את העקרונות שלדעת ישראל צריכים להנחות כל משא ומתן עם איראן. אנחנו ערוכים לכל תרחיש. ודבר אחד בטוח, אם האייתולות יטעו ויתקפו אותנו, הם יחוו תגובה שהם אפילו לא יכולים להעלות בדעתם.
Netanyahu has also emphasized the importance of dismantling Iran's nuclear infrastructure, stating it is a critical step towards reaching a deal. Israel is anticipating that Iran could retaliate with strikes if the US moves forward with military action, with reports indicating that Israel feels the situation is rapidly reaching a critical point. Netanyahu and his team are bracing for the worst. Meanwhile, neighboring countries in the Middle East are also preparing emergency forces, signaling that war preparations are intensifying. Sources also say that US Secretary of State Marco Rubio is set to meet Netanyahu in Israel on the last day of this month to further discuss the situation with Iran. Joining us to discuss tensions in the Middle East is Lieutenant Colonel Himanshi Singh, a defense and international relations analyst, joining us live from New Delhi. Thank you very much for joining us, Colonel Singh. It's a pleasure to talk to you here on NewsX World. This situation seems to be getting hotter by the hour. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu releasing some provocative statements, knowing that the US president says he claims and favors diplomacy. Negotiations should be at the front between Tehran and the United States. However, a build-up of huge naval forces in the Arabian Gulf, as well as Israel making statements like it has just there. Some would argue that signals otherwise. Iran has already said that Israel would be a target if the United States does decide to launch military action against Iran, wherever that may be inside the country. Do you think Israel is ready for wider possible instability if the United States does indeed decide to intervene militarily in Iran?
Thank you so much, Tom. See, in the 12 days war, which happened in June, Iran destroyed 6% of Israel. So if Israel is giving such provocative rhetorics and trying to escalate, they should be ready because Iran, after this 12 days war, has multiplied its ballistic missiles, has been taking help from Russia and China. They have recently closed the Strait of Hormuz for the naval drill, which they are already doing. So in war, you cannot say which party is going to win because most of us are not aware about the naval nuclear capability of Iran, and the way they have been testing. They have tested more than 100 missiles in last 1 month. So stating that Iran is weak would be very, very imprudent at the moment. Moreover, Ambassador to UN Amir Said Iravani has already submitted a formal letter yesterday to UN saying that they will invoke UN Charter 51, which is about self-defense, and they say that anything which comes to Iran will be treated as a declaration of war and all the bases, not just of Israel, but UN will be USA will be considered as the legitimate targets. So things are very, very difficult. See, on one side, Iran stands emboldened by its expanding missiles capabilities, proxy networks, and the kind of nuclear enrichment which Iran is doing. On the second hand, we have Israel, which is always ready to, have war with somebody. They've recently launched the vacuum bombs, and they have been somewhere historically demonstrating that they are preemptive in creating wars. So I think things are very, very serious, and Israel must consider that if in 12 days war, Iran can cause that much of damage penetrating through the Iron Dome and the other defense systems, Iran is very, very capable of wreaking havoc at this moment. So I think this message which Netanyahu has given is not just directed to Tehran, it is also directed towards Washington, it is also directed towards Riyadh and towards the wider Gulf, that be prepared, because even if US is trying for diplomacy, Israel definitely want war. So this is very serious, that at the moment where people are trying to negotiate and have some diplomatic breakthroughs, such provocative statements may lead to something which gets very serious. Yeah.
Okay, Lieutenant Singh.